What's shaking, guys? My name is Luke Dancy, and I am back with another live hangout with you guys. I'm also trying something else, brand new this time. I am also streaming not only on Facebook, but here on our YouTube channel, which is also now being pushed out to our Twitter feed too. So we are literally all over the place. I see you guys out there on our YouTube channel. I see Nick out there. I see Pain Taker. I see Mohammed, Akashi, over there in Egypt. So good to see you guys over on our YouTube channel. I want to say hello, of course, also to our friends on Facebook that are just now starting to join us. My name is Luke Dancy. If you haven't joined us for one of these before, these are a lot of fun. This is now our fourth week in a row. Basically what I do is I take your magic questions live about anything and everything goes magic related. And I also teach you some free magic. It's just something I've enjoyed doing with you guys, sharing some of the stuff from my own repertoire. And it's been a lot of fun to hang out with you guys and to get to know a lot of you each and every week. This is starting to be a really fun thing. So I see our Facebook friends already. Jelly, hello Daniel Ricks. Always good to see you, Daniel Ricks. From the Netherlands out there, we got some friends from the Netherlands. So it's good to see a lot of my friends out there. And I'll be back and forth between the YouTube channel and our Facebook channel as well. I'm going to share this on my personal Facebook page right now, so give me just one sec so I can do that, and we'll kick things off. If you have magic questions, whatever it is, if you have questions about a certain type of magic, or maybe some advice, if you're a beginner, you're looking for some advice on how to get started, I've done it all. I've been a performer. I've performed close-up magic, particularly some stand-up stuff as well. I've also traveled the world teaching other magicians magic. I trade a lot of magic. Consulted for Chris Angel for 7 years, still living out here in Las Vegas. So I have a lot of experience, both behind the scenes and in front of everything as well. So if you have questions about magic, I've got about 30 years experience. I'm here to share it with you today, courtesy of Murphy's Magic. So let's do this. So let me just share this on my Facebook, and we'll kick things off. I'm going to say hello to a bunch of my friends out there. So, yeah, and join. All right, so we'll just get that pushed out on Facebook. Now I can focus back on you guys. Let me just pull up the Facebook feed so I can check out the comments, and I will jump back over here to you guys on YouTube. Brazil, we got a friend from Brazil out there. Felipe, how are you, man? Good to see you. Moro, good to see you. Hi there. I was wondering what your favorite close-up tricks are. You know, I really like situational, organic type of magic that happens with everyday object. You know, things like money, pins, coins. I came up with a trick a while back. We just released a second version. One of my favorite pieces of organic magic, sky cap, where you use a water bottle on the cap. You take a straw and you put it right through the straw, right through the cap. The straw goes right through the cap. Everything's examined. I really like that stuff. So yeah. What are some of your products? So Jared's asking, you know, I've been around for a little while. Skycap, like I just mentioned, is one of my products. This is the new version, much improved. A trick called Capture that was out, where you borrow a coin, you borrow a cell phone, you put the coin into the phone, you can take it out. There's no apps, no downloads. Wowlet, a version of the Wow gimmick using a wallet. DST, I did some projects with David Regal, a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it's good to see you guys. Marcelo, all the way from Argentina. All right. What is your favorite ring vanish? I really like the Garrett Thomas ring thing, you know, where you pull the ring off and you throw it back on. I know it's not so much of a vanish, but I really like that sequence. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hello out there to Adam Grange. Good to see you. Let's see here. Man, you guys are blowing me up today. I didn't realize the YouTube and Facebook was going to be blowing up so much. This is great. Ben David Stone, I want to say hello to Ben David Stone. Jocko, always a pleasure. Good to see you, man. You're at work. That's all right. You can watch the replay later. Ian Fernandez, always a pleasure. Good to see you out there as well. Renee, good to see you from Miami. All right. So a lot of good friends out there. Hanging out from all different parts of the world. Like I said, I will be teaching you guys some magic. If you guys are new to this, especially to my YouTube friends, I want to show you some of the good stuff we'll be bringing you today. Check this out. Not only is it going to be me talking to you and answering your questions, I've got this really cool feature for you guys called the Jam Cam. This is where all the magic literally happens. I've got the deck of cards going on over here. We'll be jumping into a live jam session with you in just a few moments. I'll teach you some free magic, some stuff right out of my own personal repertoire right here on the show. So don't forget to hang out and to learn some new magic. If you can't hang out for the whole time, I will post a replay later, and I'll give you the time codes on when the magic comes in. So, yeah, we'll get into some free magic here in just a few minutes. So get ready for that. Yeah. How do you know what magic tricks to perform? That is from someone, can't read their name for now. I think what it really comes down to is what type of magic speaks to you. Because magic is an extension of who you are. You know what I mean? So if you're doing magic, then it's going to have to be something that kind of relates to you, the way you present it. And if it doesn't make sense to who you are, then it kind of gets lost and becomes confusion. And confusion isn't magic. At least that's what I've heard from the greats, such as Mr. Di Vernon and many, many others. So I think it needs to make sense for you. All right. Let me jump back over here real quick onto our socials. I'm just going to make sure I share this enough before I get out of... want to make sure that I'm not missing anything here, because I got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm pushing out on YouTube, I'm pushing out on Facebook, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So I'm just making sure I push that to all the right places today. All right, cool. So I'm going to retweet this real quick, and then I'll get started. All right, back over here to you, Facebook. David Bonfidel. Oh, good. Thanks, David. Glad to hear you're enjoying the Jam Cam idea. I really think it's fun to share stuff with you guys in real time. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to hear people are digging that. Jay Delta, good to see you. Glad to have you back again. Zachary Gibson, always a pleasure, man. Hope you're doing okay. Really good to see you as well. So yeah, if you guys are digging on this, if you're on Facebook, you know, give the thumbs up. Let me know you're out there. It's always a good way for me to get to know who you guys are. Because after the fact, I could go in and I can see who's liking it. And I've made a lot of good friends that way, because I can literally see either during the show or after the fact who's, you know, stopped by and hung out with me. So it's good to see a lot of you. Jumping back over to YouTube real quick. Is the skycap a worker? Yes, so George, skycap can be examined both before and after the effect, and there's no switch of the cap. That's why we did a 2.0, because we really wanted to improve the gimmick. So it can be examined both before and after the effect, and no switch over the cap. So there you go. Hope that helped you out, Mr. George. Chitan Meta, how to handle crowd situation in close-up magic. I think it really all comes down to, hello, Jake the Cleric, good to see you, man. I think it really comes down to audience management. You need to be the one in control. You're the performer, so you need to make sure that you are the one that's in control and that you're not making enemies with the audience. You know, a lot of times we tend to have this battle back and forth between us and the audience. It's never a good thing. So just make sure that you're friendly. And the cool thing is, when there are hecklers, when you're the guy that everyone's enjoying and there might be a heckler or two, those other people start to become they come to your defense and they stick up for you. So it's kind of a cool thing. Yeah. How to start working as a close-up magician? Omar, good question. I think a lot of it comes down to your experience. Are you ready to start performing as a close-up magician? Are you ready to get out there and to start sharing? Do you have enough magic? Do you have enough stuff in your repertoire? And is it mastered? Not only do you have enough material, but do you do it well? Because if you don't do it well, then when it comes to performing it, you won't be able to perform it as well as you would otherwise. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Biggest inspiration. I think I take a lot of inspiration just from things outside of magic, too. I really like music. I like to read. I like to travel. I like to get inspired by a lot of things outside of magic. Within magic, though, creativity. Big fan of people like Kalen Morelli. Kalen is creative as hell. That inspires me to see that process and what goes on in his head. It's really, really cool to see stuff like that. So, Jared Evans, you did magic on the Vegas trip and it was super fun. That's awesome, man. Really, really cool to hear that. All right, cool. Abba's asking about how your creative process works. I've got a great resource. I've shared this in the past to my friends on Facebook, and I want to give this resource once again. It's one of my favorites. It's not magic creativity, it's just creativity in general, and it's called A Whack on the Side of the Head, and literally it says right there how you can be more creative. This is one of those resources that has exercises and ways to get your mind thinking about just being creative. It's not all about magic. When it comes to being creative, it's just about how to look at things in a different way. And one of the fun things about magic is you always have that what if. What if I could do that? Or what if I could try that? Or a wonder if. You know what I mean? So it's a really good resource. Ben Davidson, how often do you do these? I'm doing them once a week now. I've been doing them on Wednesday, Thursday. I want to try Tuesday. I'm just trying to mix things up a little bit and find what works the best. I'm also doing this now live on YouTube. So on our YouTube channel as well right now, I'm live, which is a lot of fun. So yeah. Let's see. Any good tricks with Canadian bills? Oh, man, that's a good question, dude. Let me come back to that. Canadian bills. Let me think. Because I know there's been some stuff. Of course, pin through bill. You could always do pin through bill or bill to impossible location, things like that. So, yeah. Jump back over to our YouTube real quick. Are you excited? Garrett Thomas coming? Yeah, Garrett Thomas is amazing Dylan. He is absolutely amazing. I spent some time with Garrett here in Vegas. He is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah. JPib, I'm German. I'm not a beginner. Let me go back up here. But I have no ideas for new card tricks I should learn and perform. But I have no ideas. one of my favorite resources when it comes to learning card magic in general, because not only does it teach you sleights, but it teaches you routines to do with them. It's Card College. The Card College series, dude, it's to me it's a must. If you really want to learn card magic and you want to be a serious card worker, I really think that you should invest in Card College. Number one, once again, the foundation of learning the sleights that you need. But then it's fun because it gives you routines and tricks to do with these sleights that you're learning. And there's a lot of good material. I mean, I've seen the author, Roberto Giobbi, lecture on this stuff, and he fools the crap out of magicians at magic conventions. I really think that you would enjoy Card College if you haven't seen it before. Koro, please, can you tell me the best magic card trick to show my girlfriend that I love her? Any ideas? Man, Anniversary Waltz. If you've never done Anniversary Waltz, I know it's a trick that you normally do for a couple, but I think you could get away with doing it in a way that makes sense for you and her. Card trick-wise, that's an awesome trick, Anniversary Waltz. So check that out, yeah. Chris C., I spoke to Losender yesterday and decided to buy a table. Ideas for a lead into Losender's floating table. Yeah, I mean, Chris, I think anything small. You know, I know he's got one version of the table where the box opens up and you put something inside. Could be something simple like taking a piece of paper, maybe someone writes a dream or something on it, you ball it up, and then maybe you make that levitate a little bit. Or maybe it doesn't levitate all the way, maybe just make it move. Or maybe you just maybe you do make it levitate for a second, and then you put that in the box, the paper, and then the whole table levitates. It's just a thought on the spot. So, yeah, maybe you'll take that and use it, I don't know. That's just an idea as far as a lead-in. For Jared Evans, Mojo is an awesome trick. Yes, it is. It is definitely a good trick. Yeah. Any minimalism tricks? Charles, good question. Have you ever seen, this is a really, really personal favorite of mine, Priceless by Richard Sanders. It's an awesome, awesome trick. It's a great version of taking something that's a joke, but flips it on the head and just kills people. Really like Priceless by Richard Sanders. And you really can't go wrong with Richard Sanders in general. Bobby Dimster, I have not tried a trick just yet. I will in just a couple minutes here. I promise I will. I'm trying something new this week, Facebook and YouTube, so I'm trying to keep up with all these questions. Renee says Card College is the best. I do dig it. It is pretty cool. Daniel Ricks, love Anniversary Waltz. Do it any chance. Yeah, man. Nick Marshall, pleasure. God, I haven't seen you, Nick, in a really long time. Been way too long. Roy Frazier, best book on the market. God, man. That's a tough one. Rory, give me a little more detail. What type of style of magic are you looking for? And I might be able to help you out when it comes to the best book on the market, because that's kind of a vague question in general. Yeah. Is Cube 3 worth the money? Yeah, I mean, Luke, good name, by the way. I really like Cube 3. There's another set that we've been promoting a little bit now because Cube Magic has been more popular, and that's Cube FX by Carl Hine and John George. Cube 3 is good, though. There's a lot of fun stuff on there. But if you're really interested in Cube Magic, and even Stephen Brundage says that the Carl Hine work is like the Holy Grail, Cube FX is phenomenal as well. So it's up to you, whatever one looks better for you, but there's some really good stuff out there for Cube Magic, for sure. I'm really interested in the best book for close-up and card magic as well, Morrow. Yeah, I mean, once again, I think Card College would be great for card magic in general. Just really, really fun stuff when it comes to card magic, yeah. All right, back over here to Facebook real quick. Nick Marshall, yes, been way too long loving the live videos. That's awesome. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. Thank you, man. Rory, you've been thinking about getting anthology. Okay, cool. If you ask what kind of magic we're looking for, what's the best trick you think you've created? Oh my God, Bobby, good question, man. Good question. I got to say the one thing I'm probably the most proud of that I've created, Skycap. I had the idea as a dream. I thought, man, I don't know how to manufacture product when it comes to plastic molding. You got to get prototypes and all this stuff. So I sent it to Paul Harris. It's almost like a dream. Like, man, if I could get this done, I'd be super happy. And it happened. And it's been one of those things where there's been a lot of help. Paul Harris, Uday, Alex Linian was there, Bro Gilbert. They've all helped make this dream come true. And for me, Skycap has been probably one of my most favorite things. And Capture is probably number 2. The fact that you can borrow any cell phone and put a coin into any cell phone and then take it out and hand everything back out. It's just, to me, that was like always something I always wanted to do. So that was another one, yeah. Any more thoughts on Canadian money, Clark? Man, there is a good question. There was some stuff recently that came out that was for any currency. I'll keep looking for you, bud. I didn't forget about you. Yeah. All right. Daniel Brando, thanks. I love Murphy's magic. That's great. Good to hear it, man. Yeah. All right. Cool. What do you think about Bandwidth by Gregory? I mean, anything by Gregory Wilson is freaking awesome. Gregory is a worker. He knows what he's doing, and he's just a really good teacher as well. So Bandwidth, if you like stuff with rings, it's phenomenal. That's where you stretch the ring, put it back. It looks great. So really, really cool thing. Let's see. Yeah, Bandwidth is good. That is a good one for sure. Yeah. So I tell you what, guys. Speaking of Gregory Wilson, I'm going to throw this to you real quick. If you haven't seen this yet, I've been promoting this a little bit. Gregory Wilson is actually, we have something from him, 5 free tricks from Gregory. And speaking of free tricks, I'll get into my free trick right after this. I'm going to share this with you real quick. It's about a minute. If you want to learn 5 free tricks from Gregory Wilson, I'm going to tell you how you can do that right now. It's very easy to sign up, and you get your first free trick right now, and then you get 1 new video every single day after that until you get your 5 free tricks. So check this out real quick. I want to show this to you because we're talking about Gregory Wilson. It's a good segue for this. And then I'll be back, and we'll jump into some live magic that I'll be teaching you right now. So hang tight. I'll be right back.
I'm going to do everything I can to not sound like a sales pitch. But listen, 5 free tricks right out of my repertoire. They're fantastic, part of my immodesty, but they're impromptu. Listen, pens, bills, everyday objects, anytime, anywhere, you'll love it. Just hit the subscribe button, have a lot of fun. We'll see you on the other side. You can always hit the unsubscribe button. I don't recommend it, but did I mention free? 200, 300, 400. What? It's great, we'll have some fun. All I have to say is limited time offer. While supplies last, operators are standing by. See you soon.
And we are back, my friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, if you want to learn something brand new from Gregory Wilson right now, all you got to do is go to that link, sign up, and you'll get hooked up with something like right away. It's a really, really nice thing that he's done. He's offered some really cool stuff out of his own repertoire. So I hope you enjoy that from Mr. Gregory Wilson. And man, if you're not familiar with Gregory Wilson's work, this is a great introduction to it. He's a really, really good teacher, like I said before, and the stuff he comes up with, it's legit. Like, it's legit good stuff. Yeah, so. All right, I think right now we're going to jump over to the Jam Cam. I was teasing you on this before. I think now we're going to jump over here to the Jam Cam. This is, once again, the spot where I'm going to teach you some free stuff. This is an effect that I've taught at my lectures in the past, but I've never published it. And so I'm going to come back to me for 1 sec. Just to let you know, I'm still out here. I'm still watching the chat back and forth. So if you have questions in real time, you can get them in, post them below in the comments section. If you're on Facebook, post them in the comments section. I see everything. I go in, I can see that. And on YouTube as well, I see you guys. I definitely see that you're out there. Jared Evans, I see you out there. ZZ Tips, I see Techum, I see Omar. I see all these friends. So keep the questions coming. I'm just now going to jump into teaching you some free magic because that's what this is all about as well. Bobby, do you prefer serious, mysterious magicians or funny? You know, Bobby, I think it depends on the day. You know, some days you're more in the mood to laugh. Some days you're more in the mood for being fooled and entertained. I think it just depends on kind of like the day. You know what I mean? So, yeah, good question, though. All right. So, I think it's now time. I'm going to jump into the Jam Cam. And if you are a new viewer, welcome. Welcome to the official Jam Cam. This, once again, is a fun feature that we like to bring to you. I am going to teach you something here. I'll show you the trick first. And then I will give you a chance to learn how to do it. And I'll go over some other stuff if you have questions about some other things as well. So that's what we're here to do, is to hang out with you and show you some good stuff. So would you guys like to see something cool? Want to see something cool? Let me see. I think you get, yeah, you want to see something cool. It's actually really easy to show you something cool. See, I made it easy on myself. See, something cool. There you go. That's something cool for you. Now, I will show you something cool, though, for real. All right. And it does use the cards. So take those out of the box. So what we'll do is we'll give the deck a little bit of a shuffle, as we always do. Little shuffle, also known as a shuffle in some circles. All right. So we'll give these a couple of cuts here. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to have someone out there say stop. So I'm going to go through. Someone will say stop. I know there's no one here, so we'll pretend like they said right here. and I'll show you guys the card. Get a good look at that. And remember that card for me. All right? Cool. Bring that back right about there. Now I'm going to give the deck one more shuffle. And I'm now going to show you something cool, because you did say you wanted to see something cool. So I'm going to deal the deck into 3 rows of 7 cards, also known as the 21 card. I'm just kidding. I told you I would show you something cool, and that really is something cool. It's appeared once again, and you can see it is the only something cool here in the deck. Yeah, that's the only one. 21 card trick's cool, but for you guys, come on, I'm not going to do that to you. So I did find something cool, though, like I promised you, and your card, the 8 of Hearts, right? Is your card the 8 of Hearts? No, that's not it? Oh, okay, well, hold up. So if it's not the 8 of Hearts, what was it? It was the... You guys are telling me it was the Jack of Spades. It's not even close. All right, so I'll tell you what. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use the box. And we're going to try something really cool here. Watch the box. Watch the card. Watch. Let me get that to... What? Did you think that was going to change or something? Well, as you know, Magic's all about misdirection. The card didn't change here, but it did change something over here, because now you see the box that once said something cool now says Jack of Spades, which is actually your card. Right? I told you I was going to show you something cool, right? I told you I would. But that was something cool. But let me show you something really cool. If I just now tap this to the box, and wait a second, the Jack of Spades now actually does appear. And that, my friends, really is something cool. And there you go. All right. So that is the freebie for this week. I call it something cool. I've always been a big fan of doing things that kind of reels people in, because anytime people find out you're a magician, they go, oh man, show me something cool. Show me something cool. And so I really wanted to come up with something that when someone does say that, you have like a trick that you can kind of throw in, kind of like mess with them, you know what I mean? And mess with them a little bit. And that's why I came up with this trick called something cool. So yeah, that is one of my favorites. Been doing it for a really long time, and hope that you guys enjoy that one. Let me just retweet this real quick so I let everyone know that we're out here. All right, jump back over here to Facebook and all my friends. Leon, are the fire free tricks from Gregory Wilson? Yes, they are completely free, 100%. Yes, they are. So Leon, sign up for that right now. Once again, you get 1 new video every day in your inbox. So, all right. So, yeah, you guys are digging on it. Cool. Thank you, David Levy. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it. Magically Me. Thanks, Eva. Thank you very much, Jake. Chitan, when did you come up with it? Man, Magic Master, good question. And then I'll jump back over and teach you how to do it. I probably came up with this trick about 10 years ago. I would say about 8 to 10 years ago, something like that. I'm not the kind of person that when I invent something, I just push it out. Like, I don't just rush stuff out. And I think that's why some of this stuff just sits and brews, and I just use it and I just do it. And so, yeah, this one's probably 8 to 10 years old. So, yeah, all right. Is that the first time that you're streaming on YouTube? Yes, Jake, this is the first week. I'm also streaming right now on Facebook as well. So we got Facebook Live going on, and we are right here live on YouTube as well. So we're on both spots, because I know a lot of you guys have been missing out on the Facebook stuff because maybe you don't have Facebook, or maybe you don't use it or like it. So thanks, Rich. Appreciate that, buddy. J Delta, thank you very much. Lazarus, always a good pleasure. Always good pleasure to see you, Lazarus Benson. And Bobby Dempster, thank you. Appreciate it. So glad you guys are digging on it. Yeah, keep streaming. I will. I'll definitely keep streaming. The Download Magician. Are you planning on doing your own at the table? I'd like to. One of these days. Once again, I enjoy just playing with magic. I enjoy exploring and creating magic. And so just getting out and putting it out isn't really my prerogative. It's fun. But yeah, I'm sure one of these days it'll happen. Yeah. So thanks for the interest. Appreciate that. All right. Odyssey by Kalen. Odyssey's great. Kalen's great. End of story. He showed me that before it came out, and I was like, dude, that's sick. And I was doing it in no time. It was really, really cool. Yeah. Hello, BMB. Hi, and greetings from Germany. Hello. Hi from Las Vegas. Vegas to Germany. All right, cool. Sweet. Cool. So who else is out there on... I see some more Facebook friends. Enrico. Good to see you, Enrico. Lazarus already said hello. Rich Pacone. All right, cool. Good deal. Always good to see you guys. Awesome. Here we go. So I think it's now time to jump in to show you how to do this. Once again, this is a trick I call something cool. It's not terribly tough to do, and well, I talk about it when I could just show you right about now. So welcome, my friends, back to the official Jam Cam. We are going to teach you how to do this, and this uses something I talked about a little bit last week, which is double-sided tape. This is a thing that I talked about. It's something I've loved to use for a very, very long time, and I'm going to show you how I use it on this week's trick, which once again is called something cool. So if you're not familiar with double-sided tape, I've been using this stuff, God, probably like 15 years, if not longer. You can buy this at any major market. Walmart's got it. Office supply stores got it. Even Target. Pretty much anywhere you go that sells tape, they're going to have double-sided tape available. Why is it double-sided? If you're not familiar, it's sticky on both sides. Hence the name double-sided tape. All right. So what you do is you basically have one card that you're going to place that on the front of. So you take a little section and you place it right here in the middle of the card. Right. So whatever that card is, you're going to write something cool on the back. All right. And that's kind of like your gimmick. Then on the box, whatever the name of the card is, whatever card you have, you're going to write that on the box itself. Now, I know this is using one of the older boxes, and that's why this trick works, because it is the design that looks like the back of a card. So that's why this one works. If you can't find any of the newer ones, you can still find these boxes in different places. But if you have them in your drawers or whatever, just use this. I've used this box literally for like 5 years. So yeah. Then what you do, because this has got some tape on it in the middle right here, you're going to take this and you're going to line it up right on the back. So it looks like that is the back of the box, right? Right there. It's not going to go anywhere because it's stuck. It'll stay. So this gimmick, I guess you want to call it a gimmick, this does two things. Number one, it allows this to stay in place, but also for the method, it works for the method as well when it comes to how you get the card into play. So that stays there. The rest of the deck just goes into the box, and it goes so that the cards are face up. Because now what happens is when you take the cards out, they're going to be in the same direction as the rest of the cards. So the back will be like the rest of the cards when it comes out. So you secretly add that to the back of the deck. So what you're going to do, come out, ask someone if they want to see something cool. Of course they will, eventually. And you'll show the back of the box. Make it a joke and show, look, I told you I would show you something cool. Right? There you go, something cool. Now what you're going to do, you turn that over, go to take the cards out, and as you do that, once again, I'm going to try to expose this. The cards are just jumping out of the box. You're going to slide that bottom card that's stuck to the back of the box out with the cards that come out of the box. So basically, as you dump those cards out, you're going to slide this off, and you're going to just dump everything out into your hand. All right? Get all the cards out of the box. Now, what happens is that card ends up at the back of the deck. All right? So when you dump everything out, that's the back. So now what you're going to need to do is get this to the bottom. And I just do that with a quick overhand shuffle. You just shuffle off the cards. And, normally if you're going to do a trick, you'd shuffle the deck anyway. So now that card is here on the bottom of the deck when you turn it face down. Okay? So what you'll do now is you're going to force the bottom card of the deck. There's a few different ways that you can do this. Probably one of the more popular ways to do it is the Pharaoh shuffle, which is basically, not the Pharaoh shuffle, the Hindu shuffle, I'm sorry. Pharaoh, Hindu, sounds the same, but not really. Where you would hold the pack like this, and you would strip cards off the top of the deck, like packs of cards off the top. Whenever someone says stop, you literally just show the bottom card of the deck. I like to do a little something I learned from John Bannon, which is the card is still on the bottom. You go to riffle down the side of the deck. They say stop. Put your finger in the spot where they say stop. You lift up, and then you cut the top to the left, this top packet to the left, above where they stop. And then I tap the side, and I now show the bottom card that way. And you come up. Once again, up to speed, it looks very, very convincing because you go here, stop, come in. It's that tap, kind of like the misdirection. You tap, and you come back and show it as the card. You show, of course, this way to people, but you guys are looking down on the camera, so I'm doing it this way. All you need to do now is, this is what's great, guys. All you got to do is drop this packet onto the deck, and you're done. Because now what's happened is you've got that card with tape on it stuck now to the back of the card that's below it, So by doing that, make sure everything's good, you're going to square up the sides of the deck and squeeze. And now the card is stuck to the one below it, right? So now what you do is you can do whatever presentation you want. I just shuffle one more time, and I deal cards down saying, I'm going to show you a trick. For magicians, I pretend like I'm doing the 21 card trick. I'm like, nah, I'm kidding. If you want to just do it quickly, you can snap your fingers and go through the deck and show, look, I'll show you something cool. Look, there is something cool. Make sure it's the only something cool. This is now 2 cards that are stuck together as one because of the tape, right? So you can just toss this down. You go through the rest of the deck and make sure there is no other something cool in the deck. Of course, now they're going to think that's their card. So now when you go back and you show this card, it's not their card, and that's kind of like a surprise moment, right? No, that's actually not it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to reel them in once again. You're going to take this double, and you're going to put it on top of the deck. And now you're going to do something really fun. You're going to take the card box, and you're going to pretend to change the card with the box. For magicians, you should see their eyes like zoom in, because they're thinking, oh my God, he's going to take the box, he's going to go like this, and the card's going to change. They're waiting for it. They want it. So for magicians that play it up, I go, watch. Your card's the Jack of Spades, right? Not the King of Hearts. And you kind of like cover the card, and then when you come away, you pause and you go, what? You thought this was going to change? You know, kind of pointing to this. And they go, yeah, well, you know, magic's about misdirection, because what changed isn't what you expect. It's not here, but it's here. And now you show the box, and you show the box, and the ink on the box has changed from something cool into the name of their card, the Jack of Spades, right? Now the justification to turn this card back over and to change it is, I told you, and this is a double once again, I told you I was going to show you something cool. Turn the card back over and show it, showing something cool, and now you just unstick the top card from the one below it, wave this over the cards, the box, the card box, and a little rub, and you now show that that's actually now changed it into the Jack of Spades, the card that they did pick in the beginning. So you get a nice full circle ending where their card does appear at the end. Once again, that ending, because they expect the card to change, you come here, put the box down, they can look at it. And now when you turn this over, I think this is what's important though, is just the justification of why you're doing this is, look, I told you though, I was going to show you, let me just stick that back together. I told you I was going to show you something cool. Now, a lot of people think, and I talked about this a little bit last week, that you have to unstick cards by lifting up. And you get like this click, like this. What you can also do is you can spread them apart almost like you would when you snapped your fingers, and you get no movement and you get no noise. It's just this nice spread. I told you I was going to show you something cool. Let me really show you something cool. And now when you take that card that you saw is indifferent and you tap it and you rub it against the ink here, now that's changed too. You've got this nice full circle moment. And that, my friends, is the trick that I call something cool. A worker, it's a great opener. If you don't want to do it as an opener, it's not a problem, because the way this works, this is set up to go whenever you want. This is like a little hidden weapon that you got now sitting on the back of the box. It's there and it's ready whenever the heck you are to perform the trick. And you can have that ready to go at any time that you want. So hope that you guys enjoy that. Once again, that is the trick that I like to call something cool. Just a different offbeat type of effect. So hope you guys like that one. Thank you, Ashbarn. I appreciate it. Sammy, I will talk about some controls as well. We'll get into some controls for sure. Jump back over to my YouTube friends. I can't read some of the, looks like there's some Germans. I can't read that. Yeah. CTN, catch you later, man. Catch you later. Mohammed, let's see. If you had to do one trick for the rest of your life, what would it be? What would that trick be? Oh my God, Casper, what a question. One trick, man. I'm such a big fan of like a bill switch. I like the mismade bill a lot because I really, it was Dutch, I'm sorry. I just like, it's believable. People think maybe, just maybe, you can cause that bill to turn inside out. And it's not a card trick. It's nothing they've probably ever seen before. I'm a big fan of like the mismade bill for some reason. I really, really like it. Richard's back at it again with double stick tape. Yeah, you know me, man. I love my double stick tape. You know. The download, I split a card and used the back design by gluing it to the card case, so it looks like the old case. That's a good idea, download. That's a really good idea, and thank you for saying that. Appreciate that. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So back over to Facebook here. Do you wear out the double stick tape so it doesn't stick so tight? Yeah. I talked about this Thank you, Emmanuel. I appreciate the love, man. He's finally useful live streaming on Facebook. Appreciate it. I'm doing my best. Instead of that no nonsense live stream, my page is full of hello from Italy. Hello, Italy. Good to see you, man. I'm glad to hear that you like the trick too. All right. As far as tape, though, if you were to take it and put it on something like a card, and you rub your finger across a little bit, it'll get rid of some of the extra stickiness that you don't want or need when it comes to that type of stuff. So, good question. David Regal and Mark Mason has some awesome stuff with double stick tape. As I know, yeah, I actually got to do. That's kind of how like I got introduced into the magic world. David Regal did. He found me online. I was posting some videos, and he put out my very first project. I was just a kid, and I looked silly on it, called Magic for the Eyes. You cannot find this anymore, but David Regal was the guy. And then we teamed up again when I moved out to Vegas, and we did another project called DST. And Regal really liked where I was going with the double stick tape. So yeah, Regal and Mark Mason, those guys are both very clever. But I did want to mention that because Regal's kind of like the guy that gave me the boost into the magic world. He kind of helped me out, and so I wanted to give him some love for that for sure. So yeah. Who else did I see? Favorite multiple build change, Ben. Oh man, good question. Thanks, Rich. Appreciate that. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, there's a few different magic moments in there. Yeah. Pretty cool. Any good moving ink tricks? Yeah, Bobby, good question. There's one called, I think it's called Cross. Looks sick. You take a card and you draw like a little X on it, and then you move it, and the thing jumps, and then it jumps again, and then it jumps off the card. I think it's called Cross. Let me just confirm that for you real quick. But when it comes to moving ink, I love moving ink effects. I love them. Hello from Munich. Hello, Germany. Guten Tag. All right, cool. Let me just make sure that trick is called Cross. I'm pretty sure it is, but let me just confirm that for you. All right. If you do want to find a moving ink effect, I love it. It's a really, really smart one. Yeah. Okay, just pulling this up. Give me one sec. I'm going to make sure I give you guys the right information when I do this too. All right, cool. Yeah, it's called Cross. Yeah, it's a really, really cool trick. Moving ink. And then there's another one called Double Cross, another good trick that's out there using ink, and X vanishes and appears somewhere else. There's some good moving ink stuff. I've always been a big fan of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, use it with Double Cross. Yeah, there you go. What are your thoughts on cardistry? This is from Renee, and by the way, nice tutorial. Oh, thanks, Renee. Appreciate that, man. Thanks. I like cardistry. I think it's a beautiful thing to watch. I think it's a lot of fun to watch people do. And hello, Rogue, by the way. I see you out there, Rogue. I think it's an amazing thing to watch. The skill that's involved and the raw talent behind it. What you guys are able to do now, because I don't do it. I do a little bit of flourishing, if you even want to call it that. I've got some false cuts I've created and some other stuff. But like when it comes to what the younger generation's doing and the fact that there's now conventions just for the cardist, I think it's awesome. It's great to see Magic evolving into other things. You know what I mean? I know there was some resistance in the early days. I know when the Buck Twins were first kind of like dabbling and coming out, the older scene, those people were kind of like looking down on it. But I'm glad to see that those guys took it and did what they did with it, because cardistry is an amazing thing. I like it. I really, really like it. It's fun to watch. So yeah, those are my thoughts on cardistry. Yeah. All right. Berlin, B&B from Berlin. All right. Please perform cross forwards. Luke, I don't have it with me, bud. I just know I've seen people use it and do it, and unfortunately I do not have cross with me. I'm sorry. Magic Musician, you entered here 5 minutes ago. Hello, 5 minutes ago. There will be a replay later. You can watch this, and I did teach some free magic just a few moments ago, and now I'm just kind of answering some of your questions, and I'm going to show you something else I want to talk about in just a couple moments, because I have a tie to this, and I know it's going to be a hot topic, and I want to talk about this because I want to share my side of things as well. How many years do you perform magic? I've been around magic since I was 8. I'm now 37, so almost 30 years I've been around magic. Yeah. Whale Fad. Hello, 3 favorite close-up magicians. Sorry. Paul Harris, Kayla Morelli, and I'll probably say David Regal. Those guys, all in different ways, I really, really enjoy. Yeah. In my ambush card routine with Jay Sinky's paperclip's great. It's a great thing. Yeah. Very, very good. Yeah. All right, cool. So I'm going to hop back over here. Is one side of the double stick tape more adhesive? No, it's not, Jay. They're both basically the same. Of course, when you do apply it, that side becomes a little less sticky than the top side. But no, they're both on the same sides, yeah. Kai, what's your favorite card control? I have a few. I'm going to share some card controls with you guys as well in just a couple moments. I did promise one of my friends that I would show some controls this week as well. They were asking last week, and we honestly just ran out of time. That was from Sammy. So I'm going to show some controls for you guys too. John Czar, have you ever been in Denmark making lecture? I haven't been to Denmark at all, but I'd love to. I would certainly love to go to Denmark, that's for sure. Yeah. Good question there. All right, a lot of good questions this week. You guys, I love this. You just always have such a good variety of stuff. I also get to see so many amazing friends and talented people out there. Like Rich Pacone is an amazing guy in the New York area. Rogue is also an amazing guy. I'm getting to know a lot of you too, which is cool because we're all over the world, and it's great to have something like this to kind of bring us together, even if it's just for a little bit. A lot of my friends now on YouTube here. I'm getting to meet some of you, which is really cool as well. I've seen some friends from Germany. Leonard, hello, Leonard. The 52nd, Luke Dancy, hi, you're one of my favorite magicians. Just starting off, you've got. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. Have you got any tips for approaching people and performing? I think when it comes to approaching people in general, 52nd magician, I think it comes down to you being comfortable in two ways. Being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable with who you are. And then number two is being comfortable with the magic that you're performing. And what I mean by being comfortable with the magic is like, you need to be able to do it without thinking about it, without having to look at your hands and do the moves and like, am I doing this right? When you're able to do the magic fluidly and focus on talking to people and the performance and the presentation, then all the other stuff seems to just go away. But that all happens over time. That happens by you just doing it and being comfortable. And once again, being comfortable with yourself. When you're able to combine both of those things, beautiful stuff starts to happen. Real magic starts to happen. And it's a pretty cool thing. So I think the more you do it, you get better at it technically, and you get better at just performing for people. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Excuse me. All right. B&B, you're welcome. Glad you're enjoying the chat, bud. All right. John Zaro's here too. I remember you, John. It's good to see you again, man. It's really good to see you again. Yeah. Yes, this is a weekly show. I'm doing this weekly now. This is the first week, though. We are also on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live right now, pushing this out. But yes, we are doing this. This is like the fourth week in a row now that I'm doing this live. Just format. I've done some events, but I really like just the hangout format. Just kind of hanging out with you guys and talking magic and just sharing some magic. And different stuff. And I've been doing some giveaways as well. Speaking of giveaways, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I want to make sure that you don't miss out because I haven't announced a winner yet because it hasn't been quite a week yet. There's a couple different ways you can win some free magic, and I want to make sure that you're aware of that. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. That's at Murphy's Magic. One of the things we are doing on Instagram, if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you're following us because we do more and more of this stuff, is we're having a flight contest. Flight is an amazing piece of visual magic from Kevin Lee. And basically, we wanted to do a giveaway. So basically, all you need to do is, on our Instagram feed, tell us why you need to perform flight. Right now, we've got about 318 comments. You guys keep blowing this up. I'm going to let this go because this has been up for 5 days, probably another couple days. I'll pick a winner of the funniest one or the best one. Doesn't have to be funny, but make it as funny or serious as you want. And we're going to pick a winner next week to give away a free copy of Flight. If you're not an Instagrammer, don't worry about it. Right here on our Facebook page as well. This was posted last week. You can also, if you check out our cover image at the top of the page, you can do the same thing. We did this on Facebook as well. Tell us why you need to perform Flight, and we'll once again give someone a chance to win a free copy of Flight. So that's a couple different ways you can win some free magic. If you haven't been involved in that yet, it's a really, really beautiful piece of magic. If you haven't seen it yet, this is basically, I'm going to show you this real quick. This is the goodness that is Flight. It's a torn card, the corner. We'll just watch what it does. This is just stupid. Yeah, frickin' floats back up. That's Shin Lim doing it right there. And of course, once the corner goes back up, it's now restored. Look at that. That's just disgusting, right? This is Kevin Lee, the creator, also doing it. It floats back up. And then once it's back up, you reattach it back onto the card right about there. So both ways for you guys to win some free magic. Instagram, make sure you're following us over there on Instagram at Murphy's Magic. And also here on Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can sign up for the contest just by telling us why you need to perform Flight. All right, cool. Also on Twitter, don't forget to keep up with us over there. We're also, we're always sharing stuff, what we're up to, and especially for this new YouTube Live thing. We post the link earlier that we're out here doing this live with the link and everything. So that's at Murphy's Magic as well. So make sure you're keeping up with us at both of those places. All right, cool. So we are now back. So the winner has not been announced for Blackbird yet. No, I haven't done it yet because there was no one that quite got there yet. Might have to amend that, I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But it has not been forgotten, that's for sure. Yeah. And Kevin Lee is a great guy, by the way, the creator of Flight, a great, great guy. Really like that guy. So let's see. Magic Musician. I did show some magic earlier. On the replay when this goes up, I'll make sure to put the time when I taught the free trick. I'll do some more magic here in just a moment. If you are a new friend here to the feed, we do have something called the Jam Cam. This is where I actually get live with you and show you some magic. I'm going to show you some controls that I've created in just a couple minutes here. But yes, I do teach you some stuff here as well. I'm just trying to answer a lot of the questions that are out there. So yes. Let's see. How do you get past a mental block? I think you just need to keep pushing and just make sure that every idea you have you write down or keep track of, because it might not make sense now what's going on up there, but later you might look at the same idea and go, wow, this is freaking awesome. I could do this instead. Just never give up on your ideas. Never filter your own ideas. You know what I mean? Never filter your own ideas. Because what's bad now might not be bad later. Right? Cool. Back over here, Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, Deborah. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Hello from Johannesburg. Bobby, is my birthday coming up? Luke, I send you a message. Thank you, Leon. All right. Hello from Georgia. Hello, Scott. Scott Tarpley. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see. Have you gotten your run deck yet? He won a free deck. Yes. Let's see. Do you ship to Europe if somebody from here wins? Yeah, absolutely. I ship anywhere in the world, man. Whoever wins, yeah. Doesn't matter where you're at. Everyone has a free, everyone has a chance to win some free magic. Absolutely, man. Good question, though. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. All right. So I want to share something else with you first before I jump into this last part. And I know this is going to create a little bit of a conversation here, and that's why I wanted to do it too. Earlier on the Facebook page for Murphy's, I posted a clip of the new Chris Angel special that's coming out next month. I worked with Chris Angel for 7 years. We're still friends. And I want to share a quick clip of a little peek at his new special that's coming out on A&E next month. I want to get your thoughts in real time, but I also want to speak for the other side, which is for Chris, because I have a lot of experience with him, and I want to get deep with you guys when it comes to this topic. So if you haven't seen this new clip yet, this is a clip. It's like the first one. It's like a little tease for this new series. It's actually not a series. It's a special. I want to get your thoughts. I want to talk to you about it. So hang on. I'm going to come back in just a sec, but check this out if you haven't seen it yet. This is Chris Angel, Tricked Up.
Angel is back.
You gonna shoot video of this? Okay. This is called street magic.
You won't believe your eyes. Chris Angel presents Tricked Up, Wednesday, October 12th at 9 on A&E.
So there you go, my friends. That is Chris Angel, Tricked Up. I wanted to get some initial reactions to this. I posted this on Facebook earlier on the Murphy's Magic page. If you haven't seen that yet, if you're not following us there, make sure you are. That's facebook.com/Murphy's Magic Supplies. We're always posting updates and stuff. But I just wanted to get the overall feel for what people think about this in general. And I wanted to also be able to react in a way that someone that's been there and done that with Chris. Just to kind of have a voice of reason as well, because people react without really knowing what goes on or what someone really is all about. So, yeah. Yeah, he's scary. He's see, this is the thing, guys. When it comes to working on TV magic, what a lot of people think is the lazy way to do things isn't always the way it happens. People think that it's like this easy thing of like, they'll just fix it or they'll make stuff happen with computers or whatever. The reality is a TV show isn't just about what people shoot with a camera and what they put on TV. It's also about going to a team of editors in another place, and they don't know magic. And so a lot of times what we do, because I've worked on TV magic for a long time, we do everything legit for the people that are watching as much as we can. But when it comes down to it, the editors, they may cut the shot at a point in the trick where it doesn't need to be cut. But because they're editing this for TV, people just assume, oh, they went to this shot or they're showing this instead of this because they're cheating. That's usually not the case. And I think it's a lazy thing for magicians to say that because they don't know. unless you've been there and you've done it, and you've been on TV or been on a TV set, you don't know what really happens. And I wanted to say that as someone that really cares about Chris, because there's a backstory with him where he literally saved my life. And I think he gets a lot of shit when he doesn't need to. And his new live show at the Luxor is phenomenal. I saw it about a month ago. It was great. People there loved it. The reaction from magicians now is like totally turned around. The guy is one of the hardest working people around. And I think he gets cheated by magicians because they just hate on him. And Rogue says the laymen love him. Yeah, I mean, he has done a lot of good for Magic as well. I just think that in Magic in general, there's a lot of jealousy. And people are quick to assume because it's easy to assume. You know what I mean? So it's interesting that it's something that's going to be coming out soon. I just wanted to kind of show this and get this out. Rich says, I dig what he's doing. He's only known for he's amazing. He's known for being an amazing artist, but TV only. Now, see, that's the thing, man. His live show, though, if you go to the Luxor and you see the live show here in Vegas, it is great. It's phenomenal, and I mean that. This is a very unbiased opinion. I saw it, and it was hella good, man. Really, really good. Scott Tarpley, you got your bankroll deck. Good. I'm glad to hear it, bud. Very, very good. Glad to hear that, man, because I wanted to make sure that got your way. And also, John's talking about being aware of camera angles. The reality is, when people come to shoot a Magic TV show, these are camera people that shoot any type of TV show, reality show, it could be a regular TV show with a set. People that come to shoot Magic don't know Magic, so they don't know what they're doing, and they're thrown into it, and they don't know. So, yeah. What do you think of Dynamo? I've known Dynamo before he was ever Dynamo. I love Dynamo. I think he's a great guy. I think he's driven as well as Chris is. It takes a lot of determination, a lot of effort, a lot of just passion to get from point A to point B the way that those guys have. And Dynamo still loves what he does, and he's made quite a name for himself in the UK, and good for him. I mean, I'm glad to see someone that came from nothing make it into something. Yeah, I really, really like that. So, yeah. So, what do you think is better, gimmicked or sleight of hand? I think sleight of hand. Yeah, okay, so when it comes to gimmicks and sleight of hand, I think it's a good combination of both. If you can throw in a good gimmick with sleight of hand, then you can do stuff that you just can't do without it. Sleight of hand can only take you so far. When you add in gimmicks, then you can do some crazy cool stuff. Yeah. Dynamo or Chris Angel, I can't make Meryl's asking. I can't judge that because I work with Chris and I have a tie to him. I think they're both doing good things for Magic. We'll leave it at that. I mean, the fact that Dynamo can go sell out stadiums doing what he does on tour is a beautiful thing. And that's great for Magic. It's bringing it mainstream, and they both do that in their own way. So, yeah. Did you ever get to see Dynamo's live tour? I did not, unfortunately. I'm hoping that one of these days I'll get to. I heard good things, but I did not get to see the live tour show. But there's a reason why he's selling out wherever he goes, right? Let's see. Dab. Yeah. So, yeah, just a few thoughts when it comes to that type of stuff. Because I know Chris is going to get a bunch of crap. I know it's coming. But, I mean, the guy is working his ass off. And I think sometimes people should they should give him a little more respect than he gets. So. Harry's asking, what's your favorite thumb tip? Vernet, a good old Vernet. I like the softer one when it comes to thumb tips, not the super hard plastic one, but the ones that have a little more texture to them. And there's a really cool thing out right now, the Thumb Tippedia, which is like from Vernet, the people that created the thumb tip, basically, teaching you a ton of stuff to do with the thumb tip. Really cool resource. Really, really cool to see that out there. Yeah. Love from the Magic Circle. Love from the Magic Circle Youth Innovative. Cool. RJ, good to see you, man. Good to see you out there. Yeah. All right. Hello, Magic Believe. How are you? All right. What time is it? It's time here in Las Vegas. It's almost 1 p.m. 1 in the afternoon. Yeah. Rich says, feel horrible for him. Must suck to get such negativity. It just comes with the territory, I think. I think that's just all it is. So, yeah. I'm now going to jump into showing you guys a couple more things. I did promise I'd show a couple controls. I want to do that on the Jam Cam. We're pushing the hour mark, so I don't want to go too far over. But I will show you guys some card controls because my friend Sammy asked last week, and I did run out of time. I don't want that to happen again. So we're going to jump now over to the Jam Cam. Hello from Davenport's Magic Shop. Hey, that is awesome. All the way over there on the other side of the pond. That's really, really cool. All right. Leonard, how would you describe magic for you in one word? Magic in one word. Beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It has allowed me as a kid to take something that I fell in love with at a young age and to make a life out of. Not only to make a living financially, but also to be able to help people get through tough times with magic, to help people feel better when things aren't going good, and to just put that look on people's faces. It's like, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? And maybe their mind starts to go, man, maybe anything really is possible. Or maybe, and you just never know how you're going to inspire someone. And so I think that is, for me, the one word with magic, because it's just a beautiful thing. And I always wrap up these live feeds, and I'm not going to go into it right now, but like, we should all try to remember why we got into magic and why we're magicians, why we're brothers in this art in the first place. There was a feeling there for you and for me and for all of us in a different way, whatever that feeling was, how it got brought on. But there's a feeling there that we all share at one point. And sometimes people lose it because they change their direction. And I think we should carry that with us. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Thank you, RJ. Appreciate that. All right. Here we go. So let's jump into some magic. We'll do a little bit more for you, give you some free stuff here. These are some controls. Welcome back to the Jam Cam, my friends. Welcome back over here. I'm going to use the other deck. This one is it's a little rough, I'm not going to lie. So we'll use the blue deck this time. Go blue. Some controls. Now, there's been some stuff that a lot of people think they have to do these knuckle-busting controls and ways to control cards. So I want to teach you a couple that I've come up with, and I'm more than happy to share with you here. And hook you up with them now. One of my favorite ones. This is such a simple thing, and you can do this as an ambitious card sequence if you want. This is called DL, and I'm just going to show it to you. I don't expect all of these, by the way. I'm going to jump back over here to my cam real quick because I want to make sure I say this to you. Not all of these are meant to fool magicians. I think that's one thing we get confused about when it comes to moves and things. Unless you're like writing a book or putting out a DVD on like Move Monkey, tough sleight of hand stuff. I know people really like that type of stuff with Ernest Eric, Ray Cosby, and the Raise Rise. There is stuff that technically we like amongst ourselves to play with and to do. But I think that some of the controls that we use, they shouldn't be looked down on just because they're easy. So some of these may not fool you, but they're not meant to fool you. They're meant to fool the people that pay us to do magic, right? So I'm going to jump back over here now to the Jam Cam and get back into the goodness for you. All right, cool. Jump back over here to my YouTube friends as well. Mohammed, yeah, cool. Thanks. You're awesome. Oh, thanks, RJ. Appreciate that, bud. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. All right. So this is one, once again, called On the DL. What you do is you spread through. I just want to touch the back of any card. We'll say this one here, the King of Spades. What you do is you say, King of Spades. I want to make sure you know that's the only King of Spades. A lot of people confuse magicians as cheaters. They think that we also use extra cards or more than one King of Spades. The whole deck could be King of Spades. Let me show you. Actually, see, there's 8 of Spades, there's 10, there's 10s, there's queens, there's jokers, there's 8s, there's everything. Another king. Make sure that's the only card that's yours. Now you can see it right about there, sticking out the back of the deck. I'm going to slide that in the deck for you. And now what you've done is you've managed to control that back to the top of the deck in a very innocent and very, very easy way. And I'll now show you how to do that. If you're not already figuring that one out, no problemo. So with this one, grab your cards. Grab those cards over there, my friends. By the way, Facebook friends, YouTube friends, which deck do you have in your hand right now? Tell me. Post those comments. I want to know what deck you're using right about now. I'd love to know. So what you do is you go through, and they really can't touch any card. Doesn't really matter. And you turn it face up. This is, like I said, once again, this is a great moment if you're doing ambitious cards because you can have them now sign the card. Doesn't have to be, but just a thought. So show the card. Now what you can do, the rest of the cards that you have in your hand, this does work better if you've got like a group of cards. Turn those face up, and you're now going to basically spread through until you get to the last card. You're going to down jog this card, the top one, as you kind of spread through the rest. And you talk about how, look, it really is the only 6 of Spades in the deck. Now what you've done is, because you've jogged this card back a little bit, there's a confusion that happens when you turn the pack over. So now when you turn it over, they see a card sticking out the back of the deck in the same spot where you just spread down to, but that's actually that first card that you saw. This is actually the ace and not the card that they picked. But it's this kind of like visual confusion that really can mess them up, and now they can slide the card into the deck, and now you can show that that card really is back on top. And whatever way you want, you don't have to do it like openly like that. You can do it secretly, but that is that's the control. And I'll do it for you one more time just in case. Just follow along. You go through, you turn the card face up. These go face up as well. Square everything up, and now you just kind of down jog this toward yourself a little bit. You don't have to do it openly, but just do it a little bit, and just go through the dress and say, look, there's not any other 6 of hearts in the pack. You can see that. Pick up that card as well, so it goes at the very last card here, right? Turn everything over. Now you see that. And it's just a really nice visual confusion of the moment when the card is supposedly in the middle of the deck, but it's really there in the, it's really on top of the deck. So that's called On the DL once again. Just a really quick kind of confusing type of control because of the visual retention of the card sticking out of the back of the pack. You can start doing that right now without a problem, and it's just a really easy one to do. Yeah. RJ, can you suggest the best Halloween trick? Dude, Saw by Sean Fields. Man, I can't think of a better like shock geek effect for you. Some people do, I know my buddy Dan Sperry does it with a lifesaver, the little mint. Swallow it, take a piece of string and jam it into his throat and pull it out, and it's great. I think it's freaking awesome. So, yeah. Hey, do you think I should buy a trick? This is from Mohammed. Do you think I should buy a trick just for the idea in theory, even if I won't? Yeah, Mohammed, yeah. I mean, the theory, and I'm sorry, I think you've posted a couple times. I did see, it's just so much going on. I think someone had to sit and think about a trick, how to make it work, why it works, and why it should even be a trick. So I think that definitely if you're interested in something, even if you're not going to perform it, as you said, I think it's good to get the thought and insight and to give your appreciation for that, which is to buy the thing. So, my opinion. As a creator, I would appreciate that myself if someone thought enough of what I did, that if they see value in it in some way, then yeah, if there's value, then they should pay for that. That's just that's the way I look at it. Yeah. Phoenix cards right now. John's using Phoenix cards. Blue bicycle, using some blues. All right. Bobby, what should you say to people at the end of a trick when they try to figure it out and possibly get it right? Honestly, Bobby, if you got a heckler like that, that's like really all about trying to figure out how to do it, I get very blunt and I go, look, you do know this stuff's not real. If it comes to that, I'll just be like that. You know, I saw what you did. I saw what you did, dude. You know this isn't real. This is just like sleight of hand. This is me just practicing, and it's supposed to look like this, but you know it's not. And that'll shut them down real quick. That's my way, Bobby. You're not being mean about it, but you know you're keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So, and Mohammed, you're welcome. You're welcome, my buddy. You're welcome. Blue Tally Hose over here. Sintaki, cool. Senki, favorite magician? Oh my God, man. I think we should all pay more respect to Paul Harris. Favorite magicians, though? Di Vernon, Ed Marlowe, Larry Jennings. Larry Jennings is up there on the top for me. I like Larry Jennings a lot. The older guys, Alex Elmsley. I'm a bigger fan of the guys that have come before us that people don't know about now because of that. Because of the information that's available from these people that no one else knows about. Roy Walton, another name. That if you go in and you read these books and you do this stuff, you will fool the crap out of other magicians now because they don't know what's come before. That's power. That is power. Yeah. Luke, could you do a shout out to Davenport's Magic Shop? I know you've probably never. I've heard of I've been to Davenport's, man. 52nd Magician. I've been to Davenport's, man. I've been to the UK. I've been over there. I lectured at the Session Convention back in 2007 when we did a tour of London. So shout outs to Davenport's Magic Shop over in the UK. Hell yeah, man. All right. Do you like Wesley James? Yeah, I like Wesley James. Yeah, great guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. RJ, shouting you out right about now, buddy. All right, cool. Yeah. Yeah, Davenport's is great, man. A lot of good character in that magic shop. I really, really like it. Yeah. Really cool shop. Bobby Dempster, great tip. I'll definitely do that. Cool, thanks. Good to hear. Damien, how are you, Damien? Good to see you, buddy, over on Facebook. Good to see you. All right, cool. Paul Daniels was a great performer. Yeah, John, good call. He was an awesome performer. Man, we've lost some legends in the last little bit of time here. You know, we lost Tom Mollica. Paul Daniels. I just lost some really, really great people. I think Irene Larson over at the Castle. It sucks, you know? It happens, but that's also why we should try to appreciate these people while they're still around. You know what I mean? So, yeah. What do you think about the artifact coins? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm not much of a coin guy, but yeah, kind of a cool thing. Different style, different kind of thing. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah. Brian Burke, where should I start performing magic as a beginner? This is on YouTube. For people, friends, family, people that are forgiving. So if you mess up, they're not going to heckle you. You're not going to feel bad. Friends, family, maybe little get-togethers. The holidays are coming up. You got Thanksgiving coming up. You got some Halloween events coming up. People are hanging out. Christmas is coming up. People kind of get together around this time of year. It's a cool way to show some stuff and get better along the way. So, yeah. What do you think about pickpocket magic, especially Apollo? Oh my God, Leonard. Paulo Robbins is amazing. He's an amazing human being, first. He is one of the sweetest guys I've ever met. Incredibly talented and humble. Technically, God, the guy can kill, man. God, yeah, the guy's good. He's damn good. I like him a lot. Magic, musician, if you had one tip for beginners in magic, getting a higher level in performing magic, what would you say? If you had one tip, hold on. Getting a higher level. So magic, are you asking for a tip to help get to the next level? Is that what you're asking for? I want to make sure I get this right. Yes, Magic Believe. Big shout out to you, buddy. Shout out to you. All right. Sintaki, do you have any tips on how to deal with stage fright? Greetings from Germany. Yeah, and Magic Musician, I'll get to your question once you hook me up. Stage fright, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. And it's okay to be nervous. Being nervous keeps you on your toes. And it's a natural thing more than anything. But I think that the more that you perform for people in general, the less you're going to have that feeling. But the only way to get over it, is to just do it. And one thing that does help people, I don't know how old you are, Sintaki, but a lot of people, there are courses in college where you can take public speaking. And that is a good way for anyone to get over speaking in public or stage fright, because it just helps you to stand up in front of an audience and just talk or do or present. And that could, of course, relate to magic and being a magician, too. So that's, another cool thing. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Facebook, what's going on? I have a gig this Sunday. This is from Paul over on Facebook, Paul Gerards, I think. I have a gig this Sunday. Is there any trick you think that I have to perform other than the obvious ones? Paul, I think some of it depends on, is it like a special event? Is it like a wedding? Is it what's the event? I could maybe help you out a little bit more with that once you give me an idea. John Fitzsimmons, John, haven't seen you in a hot minute, buddy. Hope you're doing okay out there. I see you hanging around. Hope you're doing good. Don't forget, guys, we are not only live here on Facebook, we're also live on YouTube right now. So make sure you not only signed up here on our Facebook page, but also on our YouTube channel. You subscribe, so whenever we do these, you'll know about it. And I am pushing this stuff out on our Instagram page and the Insta stories that I was live today, and also on our Twitter feed. So you should know what's going on out there. It's a birthday party, Paul. Birthday party. I think Paul. Are you a close-up guy? What type of magic do you do? Give me a little more info, and I'll help you out. Get you going. John Fitzsimmons. Hey, man, I miss those days hanging out. You used to come up with some crazy cool stuff, bud, in your little workshop there. Yeah, miss those days. Just talking to you. Hope all's well. Hope the family's good. Got a beautiful family, bud. And this time of year, John, with you and the Halloween stuff, you used to decorate like a madman. Loved it. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. We're going to start to wrap this up in just a minute, but I want to get a few more questions in for you. Your favorite magic trick? Oh man, I'm going to say my favorite it's not like the one I perform all the time. It's just got a good memory. There's two of them when I was a kid that I still have the original pieces: Scotch and soda and a nest of boxes. I got them both in like a very touristy kind of magic shop, but those are the things I still own, and they're the kind of things that really like my first things I actually played with and started to use. So yeah, Paul absolutely loves close-up magic. Paul, I don't know if you have a mystery box. One thing I did with the mystery box, or you can do this with any type of gimmick you have, I used to wrap it up, because I used to do strolling magic, and I have it in my bag just in case. I would wrap up the mystery box, the box itself and the lid, separately wrap them up to look like I'd take birthday wrapping paper and I wrap it up in that. And so what I would do is I would bring out the box and hand it to someone and go, hey, This is for you. It's a birthday present. Give it to them. Let it sit there. It's a little wrapped gift for you. Go through your card routine. Have them sign the card. And the cool thing is, at the end of the routine, I would say to them, you signed a card, but you have your box over here. And so now when you open up the box and you see the card, you dump it out. You hand it to them. Go, yeah, this is actually your birthday card. All right, and it ends up being their signed card. That was something I loved doing, and it's actually on my shelf right back there. It's like the little yellow box right there. That is my mystery box. It's wrapped up in birthday wrapping paper, and I did that about a month or two ago for some friends here, and it still plays good. So yeah, that's one little thing I do. Yeah. Hello, what do you think about digital magic? Stefan's asking. I think we got to be careful when it comes to blending technology and magic together. We just want to make sure that it doesn't become more about the item, the phone, or whatever it is, than about the magician. We don't want people to confuse where that skill is coming from. You know what I mean? Paul Genius thinks, oh, cool, Paul. I hope that works out for you, man. I'll be thinking about some more stuff too, though, for you for sure. Evan Edelman, how are you, bud? Good to see you. Yeah. Luke, amazing trick. Too bad they don't make the Kennedy box. I know, man. I've got one in blue and red though, so I've got mine. I'm good. But yeah, it's too bad they don't sell those anymore for sure. Yeah. I think I see a living legend here in the room. I do. Doug Kahn. I can't say anything about you that I've never said before. You're an amazing, amazing guy. If you guys have never seen Doug Kahn perform, he lives in New Orleans. He is one of the best living street busking guys around. He can destroy an audience. Incredibly talented. His work speaks for itself. It is incredibly commercial and practical. If you've never looked into Doug Kahn's work, do it now. Do a Google search for Doug Kahn Magic. Rest is history. Amazing, amazing guy. Doug Kahn, I am blown away that you're here right now, man. Awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, cool. John Czar, I love horror tricks. Therefore, I was like, yeah, Chris Angel does the horror geeky stuff for sure. He's out there doing that. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, cool. And yes, Rich, lucky because I got the red and the blue. Yeah, mystery box. That's right. Favorite close-up trick of 2016? Oh my God, that is tough, brother. Man, I really, really like that trick. I think it's from this year. Priceless by Richard Sanders. I just have this thing for Richard Sanders' work in general. He's just such a good creator, such a good thinker. Yeah, really, really like that. Yeah. How do you do the self-opening soda can losing trick? Please help advocate. RJ, are you talking about Healed and Sealed? That's a great version of trick with Marcus Yao. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah. Leonard, get some rest over there in Germany. Thanks for joining us. Hope to see you again sometime soon, bud. All right, cool. All right. Yes, thank you for joining us. Tips on getting your first gig. I think first gig, just make sure you're ready. Attire-wise, you got to wear the right stuff. You got to look the part. And technically, make sure your magic's ready. Make sure you're ready as a magician because you only have one chance to leave that impression. And to a lot of people, they've never seen a magician in person. So just make sure you're leaving the right impression, right? So, yeah. What do you think of Chris Angel's new show, Strummings? I think it's great to see magic on TV, period. I don't care who's doing it. I think it's great that he's going to be back on TV. Chris brought a lot of awareness back to magic at a time when there wasn't so much. I mean, David Blaine doing specials, not every year sometimes, and they're an hour long. That's, to me, not enough magic. There's been some other specials, Penn and Teller, Fullis has been on, but that's different. That's us kind of doing magic in a different way. But anytime we have magic on TV, I think it's a good thing. So I'm excited to see what it is. As magicians, we're not the target audience. We need to remember that too. We're not the audience that is watching magic on TV, generally. So I think it's important that we look at it through that lens as magicians, that we're not who they're trying to entertain. We look at it from a technical side. Oh, I know how he did that because I'm a magician. But that's not why it's on TV. That's not why A&E is putting it on TV for magicians. It's not a magician's TV show. Wizard Wars was. Penn and Teller Fullis is more of a magician's show. Some of those are good for regular people too. But for the most part, I think the rest of the shows that we have, we look at through the wrong lens. And we need to remember that it's not us that they're trying to entertain, it's real people. And the more real people that know about magic, the better that we all are. The more interest there is, the more interest there is for us to perform for people and to get hired. Yeah, Kai, you like Priceless too? Yeah, it's a fun one, bud. It's clever. It's a clever one. Richard Sanders is clever. Yeah. DK art. Luke, do you know the card change where you light the card on fire and it changes? DK, they sell these things called flash cards. It might be what you're talking about, where it looks like a playing card, and you place. It looks like a playing card, but it's made out of flash paper. You put it over another one. I would look up flash cards, DK art. I would look for those. Yeah. Pritam or Pritam. Will you go to Penn and Teller Fullis? I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to do another season at this point. I think they contacted me at the very, very beginning when they first started doing the series here. I'm not sure. At this point, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. From someone that's not a performer that goes out and gets paid to perform, like as a professional, I guess. A lot of the guys that go on the show, they're making their living performing. And that's not what I do. So for me to go on there, I don't know why I would do that. I don't know what I would look to get from it. Maybe that's a selfish thing to say, but for me, it's like, well, why would I do it? Yes, I would do it to potentially fool them, but do I really want to do that? Like, isn't magic about entertaining instead of fun? So that's the same reason why when I did a magic competition back when I was in my early 20s, I think, at a TAOM convention, I went in and did a magic competition. I did this close-up act, and I hated it. I didn't hate it because I didn't like doing it. I hated it because it was a bunch of magicians sitting in a room, and they didn't want to be entertained. They wanted to be fooled. There's a big difference between being entertained and fooled, and I like to entertain people, not just fool them. I mean, the guys were sitting there with their arms crossed, like, trying to look how they did it, and it's like, but you're supposed to laugh at this joke or do this, and it's different. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Since talking escape magic's cool. Yeah, it's not for me, but that's cool. Yeah, Paul, let me know how the trick went for sure. Please do. Absolutely. Doug Kahn, TAOM was your first and only contest as well. There we go. We got something in common, brother. I love it. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Do you think magic is more effective on TV or in real life? And do you prefer a gimmickless? I think there's no substitute for being face-to-face with someone and leaving a genuine connection with them in person. There's a lot of good to have magic on TV. The exposure is definitely a lot bigger there, for sure. Reach a lot more people, but I think there's nothing to substitute that one-on-one or one-on group interaction, seeing it with your own eyes, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Do I prefer gimmicks or no gimmicks? I prefer a good combination of both, to be honest with you. When it comes to magic and gimmicks, I think that pure sleight of hand can take you so far, but if you throw a gimmick in and you mix it in, you can do miracles. Sleight of hand, you can do cool stuff, but I think when you add these other things, that's when you can do crazy, crazy, crazy cool stuff. So I don't think that for me personally, I would never look at it as either or, one hand or the other, gimmicks or no gimmicks. I would look at it in the middle. What can I do from both? All right. So good question. Yeah. All right. I'm going to jump back over one more time to YouTube. Get you guys queued up one more time, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you all for hanging out this week. It's been a lot of fun for me. We went well over an hour this week. Doesn't feel like it. I enjoy this. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. Yeah. Carl Andrews. Carl, aloha, buddy. Man, wow. This is freaking cool, man. All right. Carl Andrews, another one of those guys, been around forever. Really, really solid guy. And dig it. Awesome. Favorite minimalism close-up effect. Carl, have you seen Priceless? Big fan of Priceless, dude. Big fan of Priceless from Richard Sanders. It's close-up-esque, you know what I mean? Also, Carl, if you haven't seen it yet, and Quinn Smith, big shout-out. Carl Andrews, have you seen Narcissist by Chris Philpott? I think you probably might have seen it at this point. It's still kind of new on the market. Man, is it good. So good. I think you dig it, man. Especially, I think with the kind of like walk-around, close-up stuff you do, I think you would really dig Narcissist by Chris Philpott. It's really, really good. Is this going to be on YouTube every week? Yeah, Mohammed. Yeah, I've been doing these live streams now for about a month or more, actually. This is the first week I'm doing it also, not only on Facebook right now, but also on YouTube. So we're spreading out to 2 places. I'm going to go more. We're going to keep growing this as we go forward. Yes, I'm going to continue to do this on YouTube as well because this worked. We're going to continue to do it. So yes, I'll be back. And I'll schedule these for you so you know when they're happening. All right. Yeah. What's your opinion on Shin Lim? Shin Lim, another guy that's just incredibly talented, not just because it's given to him, because he works for it. And I think that's one thing we tend to forget is you just look at someone and their skill and you go, oh, wow, he's lucky, or, man, I don't like him because these people sit in their room, they work their butt off, put in the work, they put in the time to get where they are. Think about that. Shin has gotten where he's gotten for a reason. It's not just because he's lucky. I will say, though, the harder that you work, the luckier that you seem to get. I don't know, that's a coincidence. Yeah. Yeah. Scott Tarpley just signed up with YouTube. Good, Scott. Good to see that you've done that. It's a good thing. I'm excited to do more and more of this stuff with you guys. Yeah, this is fun, and it's a great way to connect with all of you. Kai, I met Dave Williamson at Magic Live and did an awesome card trick with a borrowed deck. I shuffled the deck and thought about a card. He took my deck and instantly know which. Oh, wow, that's great. David Williamson is phenomenal. That guy's awesome. That's cool. It's a good story, but yeah. Last of all, what was your trick called when you put the coin in the phone? That is called capture. That's something I put out with Chris Angel a few years back, but it's called capture. And you can literally borrow a phone at a moment's notice. There's nothing to put on their phone, no download, no app. You take a coin, it's in the screen, you move it around, pull it back out, hand everything back out. Done. Where do I find you on YouTube? So Doug Kahn, good question. We are on YouTube as Murphy's Magic. You can find us over there. You can subscribe to our channel there. We have a lot of other, there's new magic coming out all the time. We're always uploading the latest videos and all that stuff. So yeah, just look for Murphy's Magic over on YouTube, and you'll find us over there. And yeah. So once again, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to give you the spots to keep up with this one more time since Doug was asking. Twitter is another good spot at Murphy's Magic. You can keep up with us over there. Just follow us over there. That is a good place. We're always posting when we're going live, as I did today. You can see right there. There's a picture of me going live. All right, cool. And also, don't forget over on Instagram. We're doing a lot of fun stuff on Instagram now. Good contests. Once again, the flight contest is going on. Post other stuff. Don't forget about those 5 free tricks. If you want to learn 5 free tricks right now from Gregory Wilson, all you got to do is visit us, murphysmagic.com/free tricks. You get a free trick every day. All right, that's at Murphy's Magic as well. And of course, you're on Facebook. If you want to enter that contest, you can. If you haven't yet, make sure you do like the Murphy's Magic Facebook page. We've got a lot of fun stuff going on, and we'd love to share it all with you. And I've got some other big things coming for you guys soon when it comes to ways to find magic and to learn about magic. And I'm really excited to be the one in the middle to bring it to you, because the truth is, and I'm going to say this as I wrap this up, I love magic. I love this stuff. It's not just what I do, it's who I am. As you can see, my bookshelf behind me has got just a small part of what I have, my magic stuff. That's just one part of my place here. But I love this stuff. And to be able to connect with you guys, each and every one of you, is fun. And it's cool. And it's amazing, because I wish this type of stuff existed when I was a kid. And it's just cool that now I can be the one on the other side talking to you guys. So don't be shy in the meantime. Any of the Murphy's Magic social channels, I'm the guy behind them. So if you have any questions about magic, you can drop us messages on the Facebook page. You can send us messages through Twitter. Just mention us at Murphy's Magic. Same thing on Instagram. We're there to help. And that's the one thing. You're never alone in your journey, because there's so many magic places to buy stuff from, but people seem to have trouble finding the places and the people to help them to learn it and to do it the right way. I don't pretend to know everything, but what I can tell you 100% is that I love this stuff and I want to help. And I hope that you found this week's episode helpful and fun and good. And I'm going to wrap this up like I always do, and that's to drop that little feeling, to remind you of that little feeling that you had. Something got you interested in magic. And maybe on Facebook right now, you guys could drop in your story. I'd love to hear your stories in the comment section. And same thing on YouTube. What is it that got you into magic? What was that thing that gave you the feeling? Because we all have a different story. We all do. But the one thing that is the same is that we all love it. But what is the reason? Why is it? And don't forget what that reason was. So if you're going to write it down, this will be a good reminder for you of why you got into it. And carry that with you as you go, because it's that feeling of magic that struck you that you're now sharing with other people. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's the real magic. So carry it with you. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. I know I've had fun with you this week once again. We're pushing almost an hour and a half, but it flew right by. It always does. So thanks for all the support, guys. Thanks for being here. I'll be back again next week with a brand new hangout with you. So get those magic questions. Get them ready. If you have more stuff you want to learn about, different topics, different feedback, send it our way. Love to hear from you. And we'll be back here for you again next week. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the flip side. All right, my name is Luke Dancy. Had a blast with you guys, and I can't wait to do it all over again next time.